Hello, today we are going to make a Hanukkah symmetrical cutout menorah. We're going to do that out of paper. So if you want to do this project with me, you will need a piece of white paper, a scissors, some markers, a glue stick, and then some scrap paper and a pencil if you wish. All right, grab those things and we're gonna get started. So Hanukkah is the Festival of Lights. It's a Hebrew holiday and it is celebrated for 8 nights. And this year in 2020, it is December 10th through December 18th. And during the 8 days of Hanukkah, families get together and they have food and games and gifts. And every day they light a candle on the menorah, which is a candle holder. So today we are going to make a menorah, and it's going to be symmetrical. So that means the same on both sides. So we are going to start out with this piece of white paper, and what we're going to do is take it, go the long way, and we're going to fold it in half. All right, I'm going to flip it so the fold is on this side, and then I'm going to grab my pencil because if I make any mistakes, I can erase it. So what we're going to do is draw one side of the menorah. Okay, so there's 8 candles on it, so we need 8 candle holders. So we're going to start off by making, this can be the back side. So if we kind of sketch it, we're not going to see it anyway because it's going to be the back. So I'm going to start off by making a little horizontal line there. It's probably difficult for you to see with a pencil, so you do it with a pencil, I'll do it with a marker so that you can see it. All right, a little line on the fold, and then bring that down like so, almost to the bottom, but leave a little bit of a space there. Now the bottom is the candle base. And sometimes they can be very decorative. So you can kind of decide what your base looks like. It could just be kind of like a box, a little rectangle, or it could be a little bit fancy and come up and have a point, or come down. I'm gonna make a little like curved line like that. And then right here, I'm going to make another little curved line like that. But you don't have to make it like that. You can make your base any way that you want. All right, now let's make the candle holders. This is actually going to be the middle candle holder. And then we're going to make our other ones coming off of it. So these are each going to be a little bit shorter than this one because the tallest candle holder in the middle, which is the helper candle, and that's the candle that lights all the other ones, that one's a little bit taller than the others. So I'm just gonna kind of make like a J shape. I'm gonna make each one gets a little bit bigger. So this one's gonna be pretty close to the middle one. And I'm just gonna make like a little J. And then this one's gonna come out the same, like that. And then put a top on it, just like so. Okay. Now we're gonna do it again, but this one's gonna come out a little bit further. And this one is going to be the same height as the one we just made. So I'm going a little bit down here, another J, and then another one, and close it up. Here we go. Now we're gonna do another one. This one's gonna go even further. And another. And now we have enough room for one more. This one's gonna go the furthest. Like so. All right, now that's only one side of our menorah, but when we cut it out and open it up, we'll have a symmetrical menorah, so it'll be the same on both sides. The trickiest part of this is making sure that you cut in between the candle holders and don't cut the candle holder off. All right, so when I get my scissors, make sure the thumb is up. I'm gonna cut. Make sure when you're cutting it that you drew on the fold, otherwise it won't come out right. And I'm gonna cut it like so. And if, to help you out, what you could do is you could take a yellow marker and just put a little line between and the candle holders, then you know, you could even do this one, then you know I have to cut the areas where the yellow line is. So if there's a yellow line, that means I cut that section out. So I would go like that and cut that yellow line section out. You don't have to do that, but if that helps you out with knowing which areas to cut, then you can go ahead and do that. I'm gonna keep working on cutting the rest of my menorah out right now. All right, it's all cut out. That's probably the trickiest part of this project, is cutting out those little areas. So do the best you can, and it's gonna be even harder if you made your menorah kind of small. So when you're drawing, make sure you really use the space of your paper to make it nice and big. All right, ready? Let's open it up and see how it looks symmetrical. Woo! Look at that. It's the same on both sides. So let's keep going. So now we're gonna give it some candles. That is the important part of the menorah, are those special candles. So I'm gonna grab some scrap paper. Blue is a pretty traditional color seen at Hanukkah time. So I'm gonna grab blue. And what I'm gonna do with my piece of paper is I'm gonna fold it in half. And I'm going to draw some candle shapes, which would just be really skinny little rectangles. Now I'm gonna draw 4 of them, because when I fold it in half and I cut it out, then I'm cutting out 2 at a time. So if I do 4, then actually I'm gonna be able to cut out 8. So I like to make them kind of nice and tall, like that. And I'm just gonna use my marker, or you can use your pencil actually, and try to make them about the same shape and width and size. 1, 2, 3, 4 skinny rectangles. All right, now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm gonna cut them out. Cut there. 1. Now remember, I don't need that one. It's kind of like the menorah. I don't need those middle pieces. 2, cut that one off. 3, this piece I don't need, so I'm gonna cut it off. And 4. But I'm really doubled it because I folded my paper in half. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that middle one, if you want to, I might make one more, because the middle one I might want to make a little bit bigger and more special. So I might make that one a little bit bigger. All right. There we go. Let's see if that one's a little bit bigger. A little bit. It's almost the same, isn't it? Oh, well. Okay, I'm gonna grab my glue now, and I'm gonna put a little bit of glue, a little dab of glue on the bottom of my candle there, and I like to stick it behind. Whoops, you can't see that. There we go. Let's move. Let's do it this way. I like to stick it behind so that you can't see the bottom of the candle. It looks like it's in the candle holder. So I put some glue at the bottom and then I stick it behind like that. All right. Okay. If you go to put yours on and any of your candles are wider than the holder, sometimes that happens. I made mine pretty skinny because I didn't want that to happen. But sometimes I've done that before where I've gone and like the candle is wider. That wouldn't make sense. So if that happens, just trim up your candle and make it a little bit skinnier so that it's not bigger than your candle holder. Once I've finished putting all my candles in my candle holder, then I need to light the candles. So I'm going to use a different color. What would make sense for a flame, do you think? Maybe yellow or orange. I'm going to get a yellow or orange construction paper, and I'm going to draw some teardrop shapes for flames. And then we'll glue some little flames onto our candles. All right. Oh, you know what? I am going to do this one instead. I didn't like that black line on it. There we go. Whoop, my candle's falling down. Let's do that again. If you don't have a glue stick, you can use a glue bottle. If you don't have that, you could even tape it onto the back if you had tape. All right, there we go. Now it's time for flames. So for a flame, you can take your pencil again. I'll do a marker so you can see it well. Get some scrap paper. You can see this is scrap paper I've cut out of it. I always save my paper because I might need it again for little things like this. And I'm gonna make some teardrop shapes like that. It's round at the bottom and then pointed at the top. Again, I'm gonna make 4, just like I did the candles, because these are gonna go on the candles. Remember that if you are cutting these out, if you make them really small, they're gonna be tricky to cut out. So don't make them too small. All right, just like that. And I'll cut these out. So I'm gonna keep working on cutting these out, and then I'm gonna glue them onto the tops of the candles. So I will keep working on that. All right, I have all my candles lit and on my menorah, and now we just need to add some decorations to this menorah, because oftentimes menorahs can be decorative. So I'm gonna grab some markers and just put some designs on it to spruce it up a little bit. You can put whatever you want. Again, I'm using blue as a main focus of my color because blue is often a color seen at Hanukkah time. You can just use different lines, shapes, and patterns. Whatever you wish. Oh. So I am going to keep putting designs on my menorah right now. And there's my finished decorated symmetrical paper cutout menorah with my little designs. It looks a lot better once there's some designs on it. It's not just plain white. So I added some of that. I added a little Star of David down here, which is a symbol used at Hanukkah quite often, which is a triangle downward and then a triangle right on top of it upward. So I added that on there, and it's all finished. Remember, you can put any designs you would like on yours. Post it to Seesaw when you are finished so that I can see. Happy Hanukkah!